As the war entering its 12th day, Iran and the United States continue to strike each other, and Iran relentless missile strikes has been wreaking havoc on Israel. The question is, after one of its biggest missiles reportedly hit the home of the Prime Minister, where is Benjamin Netanyahu? Is he dead? Is he hiding? Has he fled the country? Let's dive in. A shocking claim is now circulating amid the escalating confrontation between Iran and Israel, and it involves Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu himself. Iranian sources are claiming that a Kheibar missiles strike targeted the Israeli Prime Minister's residence or office during the latest round of attacks. The claim has sparked a wave of speculation online, with many now asking one question: where is Netanyahu? Israel officials have pushed back against the reports, but the story is spreading rapidly across the media and YouTube. So in this video, we are going to look at several reports and reactions to those claims and examine what is exactly being said about this dramatic development. Let's take a look at this first report from One India.
Here we go. There's one more. There's one more!
Iranian media is now claiming that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu may have been hit in a major Iranian strike, and that his current fate remains unclear. Here's what is being reported from Tehran. Iranian outlets, especially Tasnim news agency, which is closely linked to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, say Iran's latest missile barrage successfully struck high-value Israeli targets. Among those targets, Netanyahu's own office. According to these reports, Iran deployed advanced Kheibar ballistic missiles, weapons specifically designed for deep precision strikes against hardened military and leadership facilities.
There's one more. There's one more!
Iranian sources say one of these missiles hit the area linked to Netanyahu's command location, triggering intense speculation about what happened inside. Some Iranian reports are also pointing to a powerful strike on a secret underground wartime facility in Tel Aviv, widely circulating online as Bibi's bunker. This underground shelter is believed to be a highly fortified command site used by Israeli leadership during wartime emergencies. And videos circulating online show massive explosions, fires, and destruction in central Tel Aviv, suggesting that the site may have been directly targeted during the Iranian missile barrage.
Before we go any further, please like up the video and subscribe to the channel, because what you're about to hear will shock you. But that's not it. There is more to come. Here is another report from a YouTube channel that reports that two high officials from the United States were scheduled to meet Benjamin Netanyahu and decided to cancel the flight. They're not going there anymore. Watch this.
Benjamin Netanyahu has not appeared on live video for 5 days. Iran claims they struck his office and his fate is unclear. Israel says it's fake news, but won't show proof. And today, Trump's two closest Middle East advisors just canceled their emergency flight to Tel Aviv with no explanation. On March 2nd, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps made a formal statement. They announced that Kheibar ballistic missiles had targeted two specific addresses in Israel. The first was Netanyahu's official office. The second was the home of the Israeli Air Force commander. The IRGC then added a phrase that traveled around the world at the speed of social media. Netanyahu's fate was unclear. Israel's Prime Minister's office responded the same day. They called the claims fake news. The statement was brief, categorical, and contained no visual proof, no press conference, no video, just words on a page. In normal times, that would have ended the story. These are not normal times. Israel has been operating under strict wartime media restrictions since February 28th, creating an information vacuum where every unanswered question becomes its own kind of answer. And in strategic ambiguity like this, the absence of proof can be as powerful as its presence. For the 4 to 5 days following the IRGC's strike claim, Netanyahu did not appear on live video. Israeli media reported that he visited the Beit Shemesh missile shelter site on March 6th, the site where 9 people were killed inside a bomb shelter that was supposed to protect them. His office published a written statement on March 7th. But the absence of sustained, verifiable, time-stamped public appearances across those critical early days kept the speculation alive globally. Then came the development that changed the calculation again. Today, March 10th, Trump's 2 most senior Middle East envoys were scheduled to fly to Israel for direct meetings with Netanyahu. Steve Witkoff, Trump's special representative, and Jared Kushner, presidential advisor. These were not routine diplomatic visits. Witkoff has been Trump's primary back channel across every major regional negotiation. Gaza ceasefires, hostage releases, the indirect Iran talks in Oman and Geneva before the war began. Kushner helped architect the Abraham Accords. Both men have visited Israel during active conflicts before, neither canceled until now. Channel 12. Israel broke the story. The Jerusalem Post confirmed it from separate sources. Both Witkoff and Kushner called off the trip. No official reason was provided. No rescheduled date was announced. The timing made the cancellation land harder than it otherwise would have. 4 days earlier, the Jerusalem Post had already reported a significant fracture between Washington and Tel Aviv, the first confirmed public disagreement between the two governments since the war began. U.S. officials told the Post they were caught off guard by the scale of Israeli strikes on Iranian oil infrastructure. Israel had warned the U.S. that oil facilities would be targeted. What Israel did not disclose was how extensive the strikes would be. When oil prices crossed $120 per barrel last week, Washington was as surprised as global markets. American officials were angry. Israeli officials were defiant. And now the 2 men Trump sent to manage that relationship weren't on a plane to Tel Aviv. What you're watching is not simply a mystery about one man's location. What you're watching is a war within the war. A fracture forming between the 2 governments that launched this operation together 11 days ago. And that fracture is being exploited deliberately and skillfully by every actor in this conflict, who benefits from keeping the United States and Israel off balance with each other.
But is this a fracture? Is it a breakup in relationships? Or is this strategic? Or is Benjamin Netanyahu missing in action for whatever reason?
Right now, Iran is winning the information war in a way that is shaking Israel's political foundation from the inside, without needing a single additional missile to do it. Here is what actually happened, laid out precisely, so you understand exactly why the whole world started asking a single question this past week. Where is Benjamin Netanyahu? On March 2nd, day 3 of this war, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps issued a formal military statement. They announced that their Kheibar Shekin ballistic missiles, the same weapon system that had already successfully struck targets across multiple countries in the region, had been fired at 2 specific addresses in Israel. The first was the official office of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The second was the home of the Israeli Air Force commander Tomer Bar. The IRGC statement said both strikes were targeted, precision operations. It said the strikes were a surprise, and then it added a phrase that traveled around the world at the speed of social media. Netanyahu's fate, the statement said, was unclear. Israel's Prime Minister's office responded the same day. They called the IRGC's claims fake news. The statement was brief, categorical, and contained no visual proof, no press conference, no video of Netanyahu speaking from a specific location. Just words on a page saying the claims are false. In normal times, that would have ended the story. These are not normal times. Israel has operating under strict wartime media restrictions.
And those restrictions speak volumes, because for a man that normally appears on TV, showing and walking around and looking around and making comments and speeches about his Operation Lion and how much destruction it is causing, it is shocking to see no images of him since that big barrage of missiles fired from Iran. The question is, and now it is over to you, is Benjamin Netanyahu dead? Is he alive? Is he hiding? Has he flown out of the country? Is the Americans holding him hostage because they're falling out and they've decided that they can't trust him anymore, and therefore they're going to take him off front line and take him off the operation, and he has no authority or any control over what's happening. What do you think? I'm interested to hear your views about the whereabouts of Benjamin Netanyahu. So I'd like to thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you on the other topic.